All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. And today we are taking a look at something called MrsGRents.com.
MrsGRents.com.
You got it. And it seems to be like a social media platform for real estate professionals, kind of like LinkedIn, but just for real estate. And the source that we've got is like a snapshot from the website's homepage. And it really emphasizes this idea of connecting real estate professionals. But the thing that really jumped out at me is that they're offering free access and a blend of different content, like advice for agents, advice for landlords, advice for tenants. I mean, it's all over the place. So is Mrs. G trying to be like all things to all people in real estate, or what's going on here?
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting approach. I mean, you don't see free access too often on these kinds of platforms, especially when they're trying to target, such a specific niche like real estate professionals. But I think the key here might be in the way they're emphasizing collaboration. Maybe it's less about being everything to everyone and more about, trying to create a space where all these different real estate roles can kind of come together, connect, and learn from each other. I mean, think about it. Agents need to understand landlords. Landlords need to understand tenants. And having all those perspectives in one place could actually be, a secret weapon for smoother deals, more efficient transactions and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I'm just looking at some of these blog titles here. They've got stuff like level up your real estate career, which seems to be aimed at agents. Then there's secrets to maximizing rental profits. That's clearly for the landlords out there. And then they've got renting smarts, your guide to the market for the tenants. So yeah, they are really trying to cover all the bases here.
Absolutely. And that really reinforces the idea that they're going for a broad audience, right? I mean, it's about attracting as many people from different corners of the real estate world as possible. And, there's a real logic to that. The more diverse the user base is, the more valuable those connections and shared knowledge become, right? I mean, if you're an agent and you can tap into the mind of a landlord or a tenant, that's going to give you serious edge in negotiations and understanding the market dynamics and vice versa, right? So it kind of creates this one-stop shop for real estate insights, whether you're buying, selling, renting, or managing properties.
Okay, so lots of different folks, potentially in the same room, virtually at least. And this is all for free, right? I mean, that's the other thing that keeps jumping out at me. It's everywhere on the site.
Yeah.
So how are they making money? Are they relying on ads? Are they going to introduce some kind of premium features later on? What's the business model here?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, it's not uncommon for platforms to start out with a free tier, to build up that user base to get people hooked on the value they're providing. And then once they've got, a critical mass, they'll start rolling out those paid options. And, you can imagine what those might look like. Maybe they'll offer premium analytics for agents, to help them really drill down into market trends, or maybe they'll provide property management tools for landlords, things like that.
Yeah, it really will. And that, I think, is the big question that we're left with here is MrsGRents.com really aiming to be the ultimate, go-to hub for all things real estate? Or are they being a little bit more clever about it? Are they strategically positioning themselves as, this valuable resource for multiple different segments just to, reel in a wider audience? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. That's a tough one to call right now. I mean, they're definitely playing a smart game by catering to so many different needs, but only time will tell if they can really become the indispensable resource they're aiming to be. And I think a lot of it will come down to execution, how well they can actually deliver on that promise of collaboration, how effectively they can connect those different dots within the real estate world. If they can nail that, then they might just have something truly special on their hands.
Well, that is a great thought to leave everyone with. So for everyone listening, what do you think about MrsGRents.com and their approach? Is it going to work out, or is it too good to be true? Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. But for now, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.